on Survivor, I lost weight. I went down to like 90 pounds. On Beast Games, I definitely gained at least 5 pounds, maybe even more. We had the life of luxury. We had roof over our head, food 24/7.
Some people test their limits in everyday life, others take that challenge to the world stage. Today's guest is someone who stepped into not one, but two high intensity arenas that pushed both physical and mental endurance. Sue Smey is known to many as a competitor on Survivor, one of the most demanding reality competition shows ever created, where strategy, resilience, and mental toughness are tested. She also stepped into another intense competitive environment through Beast Games, a challenge-driven platform where determination and grit separate those who endure from those who fold under pressure. But beyond the challenges, the competitions, and the cameras, there is a deeper story. Sue is also a creator, model, and entrepreneur who has built a platform centered around confidence, strength, and personal growth. Her journey is a reminder that resilience isn't built in comfort, it is created through the moments that test you the most. Today, we are going beyond the competition to uncover the story, the struggles, and the mindset that shaped the woman you see today.
Oh,
Welcome to Become the Victor,
wow.
where welcome to Become the Victor, where we don't just talk about what someone went through, we talk about who they became because of it. Please welcome Sue Smey. And I apologize if I messed up on the
Oh, that's
introduction.
okay. Boy, that's a really wonderful introduction. I think we need to like market that. That's really beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah, I
that.
am so sorry. I woke up under the weather today, so I apologize,
No
but
worries. I
but
think it
it's
was perfect. And that's, you know what? Perfectly imperfect is what I'm all about. So it just shows we're human and we're just doing all we can. Thank you for having me here, Victor. I really appreciate this, and I'm thrilled to get to know more of your platform and what you do. And I feel like the message that you're putting out there is so huge and so needed in this world today. And I feel like I feel honored and blessed to be here with you.
I appreciate the honor is all mine. I really, really appreciate you. So for those who don't know too much about your story, what is your story?
So my story, it begins, like I grew up, as probably many, we all have a story, right? We all have our story that broke us, that maybe damaged us. Usually I always feel it begins in our childhood. And even whether you're someone from poverty or someone from, wealth, there's something that always can shape who you are, damage who you are, change who you really want to be later on down the road. And I feel like my whole story, began in a very, we were not wealthy whatsoever. We were sort of living in, day by day with my parents. I came from a divorced, broken family. My environment was abusive and dysfunctional, and um, I find that I became, at a very young age, I learned how to be a people pleaser. And I always put other people before me, because you want to be seen, you want to be heard. And if you're the good little girl, then, you get the pat on the head, and I feel that throughout my childhood and my upbringing, there was just so much, like there was not just not my father, but like there was alcoholism in our family and in, close-knit family, and tons of abuse. And I find that I needed to, when I finally went away to college, I realized that I needed to heal. I knew that I was broken. I knew that something was wrong with me. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel loved. And I just felt lost. And I always felt like there's got to be something more. And I just, I wanted to be somebody, just be somebody. And I never felt that I was somebody. I just felt like I was just floating around. And I think the only way that you can heal from any of your childhood traumas or whatever traumas you're experiencing is to really go back and experience them. And look back when you can step out of the box of who you are, look back into your childhood. I had to look back into my childhood, and I had to see all the different things of who treated me the way they treated me, how they treated me, and why they treated me that way. And I came to realize that, my parents were just a young group of kids that were married, that had kids young, and they didn't know any better. Just like now, like when I had my daughter 31 years ago, like parenting is new and relationships can be dysfunctional. And when you grow up in a dysfunctional home, you don't know how to actually be functional, right? So it takes a lot of practice. But I found that once I was able to dive deep into my childhood and into my traumas and understand that certain things that happened to me, they weren't my fault. They were the fault of the adults who were abusive to me, and that's their own, just like not knowing, not understanding, because they were just trying to survive themselves. Once I was able to heal from that, it's, I don't think healing, I don't even know if healing is the right word. I think that because I don't know how much you really heal, I think you're able to like almost put it behind you, but in a healthy way, because I always have those scars and I always will, but I never wanted those wounds to keep me down. I felt like at a very young age, I looked at life like I needed to experience this situation as a learning and a stepping step. And I feel like I used to always say to myself, like I can understand and relate to other people in similar situations because I went through it and I survived it and I did okay.